In the last part, I left off going in about chapter 4. And in this part, we'll be continuing where I left off. So, why bring up all of the utilities in Toad Town? Well, after you have left Forever Forest, a bunch of shy guys are going around and disabling some utilities until you collect a thing that re-enables them, or they inconvenience other utilities. The inconveniences include shy guys blocking the rails that you have to clear of chapter 2, a shy guy jumping on the bed in the Toad house that you have to get rid of to use it, some shy guys jumping around the chapter 6 entrance, and those are the ones that are inconvenienced. As for the ones that are temporarily disabled, these include the Know-It-All Toad, Badge Shop, Chef Toad, and West Toad Town Shop, all of which have had items stolen from them to prevent them from doing their normal jobs. The rest are unchanged. You can find the entrance by going into an empty building in West Toad Town and turning invisible to watch a shy guy open up a secret door. Jumping on the spring will officially start Chapter 4. Shy Guy's Toy Box is centered around 4 color-coded stations, but since there is no train, you can only explore the initial area. In order to progress, you will need to find the storeroom key. Once obtained, return to the shop owner that lost it and get the toy train. Use it while standing in front of the toy box, and now you can go to the next station. The next station requires you to find Taste Tea's frying pan so that you can, again, backtrack to Toad Town, give it to her, and she will give you a cake that you then have to give to Gourmet Guy. Next station requires you to have the mysterious note and dictionary, and guess what that means? Leave the toy box, go to Know-It-All Toad, give him the dictionary, learn the color combination to get to the next station, return to the toy box, and input said combination. Thankfully, we're at the final station. It is at this point that you make sure to return all the stolen items in order to use those utilities. The final station has a mini-boss, and after defeating, we get a new party member in Watt. Watt is one of the more useful party members, both in and out of battle. Her overworld ability lights up any dark rooms and makes invisible blocks visible, which usually contain very good items. Her battle abilities include Electro Dash, which can pierce enemy defense, Power Shock, which has a chance to paralyze a single enemy for a few turns, Turbocharge, which can power Mario up for a few turns, and Mega Shock, which is like Power Shock but can target the whole screen. Watt is quite literally a powerhouse in battle, doing crowd control, support, and pierce damage. Watt is the whole package. The boss even wants you to use her because the tank that General Guy uses has high defense that Watt can ignore. Insert Mario Puppet Theater. Still my pride and joy. Chapter 4 is... well, the backtracking isn't doing it any favors. Nobody likes a lot of backtracking. Probably why the General Wax section in 1000 is disregarded so much. It's more of a chore, if anything. I like the Shy Guys. Truly. And I get that they want to impede the hero as much as possible. But poor execution is what ultimately leads to this chapter's downfall. Sure, from a story perspective, it makes sense. But when actually going through the chapter, it does feel like a chore at times. And because of that, chapter 4 may just be the worst chapter, which is a real shame because I weirdly like Shy Guy's toy box. I just wish it could have been better, you know? I hopefully shouldn't need to explain the setup to chapter 5 as part of it was in my Merlin rant, but just in case, get told that you need to get to Lava Lava Island. Info you already know from the Peach segment, go to Merlin anyways. Big whale at Toad Town Port, fight mini boss, start chapter 5. And go to Not Yoshi's Island. While on your voyage to Lava Lava Island, you are accompanied by Professor Colorado, an archaeology-loving Koopa that you were introduced to in chapter 2. There, he was more of a side character. Here, he is the comic relief, getting into trouble and not contributing much when he's trying to involve himself. Hilarity ensues. Now, all you need to do is follow Colorado until you reach an impasse. On the way, Colorado gets attacked by the flora and fauna. Feel free to help him. Or don't. You could also just keep on walking by, which is something I didn't know, and he'll get out of trouble himself. Then you will enter a village inhabited mostly by Yoshis, and Yoshi's Island music starts playing. Insert nostalgia feels. For me, I affectionately refer to this place as Not Yoshi's Island because of this. If you continue straight ahead, you will come across the entrance to Mount Lava Lava, where we heard the Star Spirit is being held. However, it's surrounded by lava, so we will have to find another way to reach the entrance. So we have no choice but to return to the village. Upon return, the village is in pandemonium as we learn that the Yoshi children have gone into the dangerous jungle, and you are tasked to find and send them back home. The jungle may seem intimidating at first, but is far more linear than what would appear. In order to go farther, you'll need help of the next party member, and Sushi. Her overworld ability that you'll be using to traverse further into the jungle is the ability to use certain wooden platforms to be able to go in water. While in water, Sushi can even dive for a short time to get things underwater. Her battle abilities include Belly Flop, or the Fish Flop, is like the hammer in action, but Sushi can be affected by spikes and the like. Her, let's call it water gun, even though it's not called that. But the other name is, let's say, Risque, which shoots out a strong burst of water at a single foe and does extra damage to fiery foes. Water Block decreases damage Mara can take for a few turns. Lastly, Tidal Wave. This move is special in that you have to input A, B, or down C as the buttons appear. And the more buttons correctly pressed, the more damage the move will cause, and it affects the whole screen. And possesses the same attributes as Water Gun, dealing extra to fiery foes. There is, however, something else. Due to a potential oversight, there is a glitch with this move. If you are good enough or use tasks, this move can cause some strange side effects and might have the ability to crash the game if too many inputs are done. This is an extreme case, however, so you will probably not encounter this oddity unless you speedrun or task the game. So you use Sushi to progress further in the jungle to save all the Yoshi children. Once all the children have been found, go talk to the Yoshi Elder, who will give you a Jade Raven and tell you that if you really want to enter Mount Lava Lava, go seek out the island's protector, Raphael Raven. So, you do that, and he builds you a treehouse zipline and gives you the Ultra Stone that lets you upgrade your party members to Ultra Rank. Enter boss dungeon, do puzzles, upgrade party members, get yet another shiny new hammer, which can break ornate metal blocks. Colorado continues to be the comic relief. Fight the boss that has 2 phases. Ooh, special. And plot twist chapter's not over yet. Now you have to escape the erupting volcano, which I'm sure will be fun to the surrounding jungle and wildlife. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. For some reason, the wooden treasure chest that Colorado was looking for survived and landed somewhere in the jungle. And the Peach segment happens somewhere in here, but I forget where. This chapter is a really solid one, and surpasses chapter 1 as the best chapter so far. Still not the best in my opinion, but finally a chapter better than chapter 1. We have memorable characters in Colorado and the Yoshis, great music, and an incredibly intense dungeon section with an escape sequence. This chapter is one of the better chapters, and I honestly don't have much to complain or nitpick about either. Upon your return to Toad Town Port, you fight Junior Troopa. I won't always mention when you fight him because I forgot most of when/where you encounter him. Just know that sometime during or after some odd chapters, he will fight you. Now, chapter 6 is an odd one. In order to get access to it, you'll need to have collected 4 magical seeds from specific bulbs, as they are called, all of which are buried underground with their flowers showing. One can be found in Toad Town Central, one can be found in Mount Rugged, or Chapter 2, one can be found in the depths of Forever Forest, or Chapter 3, and one can be found in Chapter 5, near where you get sushi, which is where the treasure chest is that you need to give to Colorado, because that particular bulbul gave the seed to Colorado, which you can trade for with the treasure. Once all 4 seeds have been obtained, go to the door next to the bat shop and talk to the female toad there, who will plant these seeds, which opens the door to Chapter 6. There is a lot that is going to be talked about in the next chapter/video, so even though this might be a bit shorter, I think it's for good reason. So, I think next time, for the next part of my review for Paper Mario, we'll be going in to Chapter 6. Until then,